Hey, what's up, you guys? It's me, Vina, and welcome into the pre-show before the free show.
Show enough. Show enough. I'm Greg Tepper, here as usual. Ashley Pickle is out today, so it's just me, and the lighting's doing weird things. I think she is too. I would like to start a new segment here on Texas Football Today. I can't say it'll be a regular segment, but it'll be a segment whenever I think of it.
Okay.
And the segment is called, this is a working title, but the segment is called People Have Too Much Money.
Okay.
Because I think one of the real crises going on in this nation is that there are some people who have way too much money, and they're spending it on things that I think very clearly exhibit that they have too much money. Dateline, San Francisco. Couples are turning to a San Francisco-based consultant, Taylor A. Humphrey, who has built a career helping parents select the perfect baby name. Humphrey, 37, began posting about her passion for baby names about a decade ago. Today, she has 100,000 followers on TikTok and Instagram and a portfolio boasting more than 500 names that she has curated for families.
Wow.
The VIP treatment costs $30,000.
VIP treatment?
Yes. Including everything from genealogical research to full baby name branding campaigns, according to the San Francisco Chronicle. Her entry-level service starts at $200 for an email of personalized name suggestions. All the way up to $30,000 to help this woman from TikTok. She will help you pick a baby name. Folks, people have too much money. That's what I mean. People have too much money.
And a lot
if
of
you
time.
have $30,000 to spend, to give to a woman to name your baby, give that money to, like, hungry people. Give that money to a charity.
It's a big decision, though.
I understand it's a big decision. I've been part of that big decision twice. And the first time we did what any normal person would do, which is name it after your favorite baseball player.
Obviously.
And then you name it after his great-grandpa. That's what we went.
Of
we
course.
Went Hank Blaylock and Max Tepper. Those are the namesakes for Hank and Max. I think that's the normal way of doing things.
Wait, who took your first name?
Who took what now?
Or whose middle name is Tepper?
No. All their last names are Tepper.
Oh, wait, never mind. Oh my goodness. Wait, what's their middle name again?
Hank's is Haynes, which is my middle name. And then Max's is Grafman, which is my great-grandmother-in-law's maiden name. There you go.
Wow.
All that is to say that if you have $30,000 to give somebody to help you name your baby, don't have that money anymore. Like, you don't. I'm sure you worked hard for it, but like
that is a lot.
We need to. With a background in branding, marketing, and doula training, Humphrey describes herself as a name nerd with thousands of spreadsheets filled with names, including their origins, meanings, and, quote, vibes.
Vibes.
Folks, people have too much money, and we need to separate those people from that money. So I will just say this. If you are thinking about giving Taylor Humphrey, I have nothing against Taylor Humphrey. Good for her. I ain't mad at the game. Like, the game is the game. Do what you want to do. But
I just have
questions. To you. Yeah, I respect the hustle. Listen, She's playing the game, and that's fine. But to you, person who's about to spend $30,000 to offer to somebody, to give to somebody to name your baby, I'll do it for half that.
Yeah.
That is a binding offer. You
Half?
can have my Venmo. Anyway, people have too much money.
What would
Hit the
be-
theme expert.
Ah, dang it. Fine, bye.
Do you hear me? Okay. Today is Monday, October 6th, 2025. It is a mere, let's see, 52 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to Nepo baby Bronny James. On today's show, folks, it is Monday Morning Fallout. We are overreacting to the football weekend of all things football across the state of Texas. A wild week 6 of Texas high school football. We will recap all of the big news and notes from across the state, everything you need to know from week 6 of the Texas high school football season, if you stick around with us. Ashley Pickle is off today. Otherwise, she would be sitting in this chair next to me. But do we have first four through the door? Mm-hmm. It's Coach Terry Crawford. That's a state champion head coach Terry Crawford in the comments. We appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us. Week 6 of the Texas high school football season is in the books, in the pocket, out of sight, and there's only one way to recap it. V&A, hit the air raid timer. It's time for Monday Morning Fallout. Fallout, when we overreact to the football weekend, and what a weekend it was in Texas high school football. We will start with Tepper's take. Tepper's take, no such thing as a slow week. So, the week 6, the headline about week 6 of the Texas high school football season, entering the season, was that this was a slow week, right? And numerically, it was, plain and simple. When you take a look at what was going on across the schedule, there were a ton of open dates. It was the largest open date of the season. Nearly 30% of the Texas high school football teams across the state took the week off. And so, as a result, you would say, oh, it's going to be a slower week. And even still, I think you could say that from a depth perspective, there was also fewer teams or fewer big name games that we had our eye on, must-see games. And I think that's just kind of the nature of the beast. There's an ebb and flow to things, that things are ultimately going to take a little bit more time to develop, and there are going to be some weeks that you are going to be slower than others. But we should have known better, right? Like, I've been doing this long enough. Like, this is my 15th season covering Texas high school football for Dave Campbell's Texas Football. I should have known. I should have known that it was going to lull you into a false sense of security. Because sure enough, week 6 of the Texas high school football season brought the heat. Whether you were talking about games that we expected to be great that were, Alito's remarkable win over Denton Ryan, right? To extend their district winning streak to 131 games. Whether it was Summer Creek's incredible last-second win over Atascocita, a crazy back-and-forth affair there in the Houston area that you watch live on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Both those games actually live on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. Games that we expected to be great that were. If you were talking about that, it certainly brought the heat. Pearland and Pearland Dawson ended up being great. Port Neches Groves had a crazy comeback against Huntsville. They were down and not looking great when suddenly they surged with 28 unanswered to win the game. Yoakum and Blanco, a great game. Or it was the games we didn't see coming. And those tend to be what we probably should have had our eye out for. We probably should have had our eye out for the games that we didn't see coming that ended up shaping things. For example, Round Rock McNeil over Austin Vandegrift. What? Round Rock McNeil stuns Austin Vandegrift to turn that whole district on its head. 25-6A now, absolute chaos because of McNeil's upset win. You had the Woodlands College Parks remarkable win over Willis. That is a team we should be talking more about. The Woodlands College Park, now new to the rankings on TexasFootball.com. You had other games that we certainly did not think were going to live up to the hype. How about Pilot Point upsetting Palmer? Maybe off your radar, but certainly a huge, huge result. There were massive results across every level of Texas high school football. And we should have known that there is no such thing as a slow week in Texas high school football. And that was, to me, the biggest lesson of the weekend, is those expectations that you had that, oh, okay, maybe I'm going to check out for a week. Not so fast, because Texas high school football keeps on coming. Time for my game of the week. Game of the week, Cy Springs 49, Bridgeland 48. Now, this is a game that you might have missed because this was a Saturday game down there in the Houston area. And I understand Friday tends to be for high school football, Saturday tends to be for college football. And I understand that. I'm not mad at you for that. But this was one of the craziest games we've seen in quite some time. I want you to consider that the score, with 7:48 left in the game, 7:48 left in the game, Bridgeland 48, Cy Springs 21. They were down 27 points with less than 8 minutes to go. They get a touchdown from Miles Hamilton, a fumble recovery. They get a Yogi Martin touchdown run to pull it to 48-35. Get an interception. Yogi Martin again, 48-42, 3:38 left. Cy Springs gets the ball back. And with 11 seconds left, Paris Melvin Jr. from 4 yards out, as they rattle off the final 28 points of the game in less than 8 minutes to stun Bridgeland 49-48. And by the way, that has major implications on District 16 6A. That turns things really upside down. Cy Springs, right there in the driver's seat. They're on like a third-string quarterback right now, And yet they have helped to turn that district in completely upside down. You have Waller and Cy Ranch at the top. They play each other this week. And then you have 4 teams sitting at 1-1 in Cy Springs, Langham Creek, Bridgeland, and Cy Lakes. That game turns District 16 6A upside down, and it was from an absolutely wild comeback. Cy Springs 49, Bridgeland 48, my game of the week. Time for the play of the week. We're going to go back down to that kind of Golden Triangle, Greater Houston area, and talk about Dayton and Nederland. So this game goes into triple overtime. Dayton and Nederland goes into triple overtime in a game that you could watch on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. And third overtime, we're just exchanging 2-point conversions, right? Just exchanging 2-point conversions. Nederland gets the ball to start the third overtime. And Dayton ended up winning on that one play. And here's how.
Of the injured Shepherd. He's going to throw. And it is caught, intercepted by Dayton. Still up. Lost the ball, picked up down the sideline. Could they go all the way? They're going to win it. On a pick six, 101-yard pick six. And I don't know if you can hear the coaches on the other side about to break the glass.
That is a 101-yard pick six that included a mid-return handoff, wherein Dayton gets a 61-59 triple overtime win on a defensive 2-point conversion. An absolutely ludicrous way to end a triple overtime thriller in that district. And again, major district implications in District 8-5A Division 2. But Dayton gets a stunning win over Nederland in triple overtime thanks to what ended up being a game-winning pick six in triple overtime. It's now time for our Coach of the Week. And our Coach of the Week is Plano West coach Tyler Sukup. So if you have not been paying a ton of attention to Plano West recently, you're kind of within your rights. Plano West has had a couple of, let's say, down years. Okay? They were 1-9 2 years ago. They were 0-10 the year before. In fact, the last 3 seasons combined, they have won a grand total of 3 games. Okay? Plano West struggling a little bit. But they stuck with Tyler Sukup, and suddenly, Plano West is sitting at 5-1 after a 35-14 upset win over rival Plano. And this is a team that has figured out what works for them. Their defense has been excellent. And suddenly, by the way, they've already played 4 district games. They're 3-1. Now, they still got to play Allen, still got to play Prosper, but they have set themselves up with an opportunity to make the playoffs for the first time since 2020. And before that, the last time they made the playoffs was 2014. Tyler Sukup is doing a hell of a job there at Plano West to help turn that program back into a winner. Tyler Sukup, a huge win over Plano this week. That is our Monday Morning Fallout Coach of the Week. Coming up here in just a moment, our Dude of the Week, which team stocks are rising, and of course, the Matt Stepp, he got that Dog and Player of the Week. But first, a word from these valued partners.
Hello, Candace.
Not you again.
Me again. Remember our last oil change? Your boyfriend said he knew a guy who knew a guy. None of those guys knew what they were doing, including you, Todd.
Silence your oil change anxiety at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch our experts change your oil right from your car.
Thanks for coming in.
And finish in about 15 minutes. Valvoline. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Pour some sunshine with new First Light Community Coffee's first ever light roast. This blend has notes of honey and brown sugar that will brighten any part of your day. Try First Light now at communitycoffee.com.
Friday night football is here, and Hometown is trusted by thousands of schools across the nation to make game days effortless. Sell tickets online, easily scan them at the gate, track sales in real time, and keep your community connected with a free athletic website.
Make every game a hometown game. Visit hometown.com to learn more.
Thanks for the hay, Pete.
Don't mention it. Guess I'll be hoofing it into town.
Well, be careful on the road.
So you're telling me to steer clear of those big oil trucks?
Right, and don't speed or text while you're driving.
Of course not. It's already utter madness out there.
Never heard that one before.
Adios, muchacha.
I love Pete, but he can really butcher a joke.
A quarter of all road fatalities in Texas happen in energy zones. Be safe, drive smart.
Every legend starts with a vision. For Dave Campbell, that vision was clear. Tell the story of Texas football like never before. In 1960, he built something no one had before, a magazine that became the Bible of Texas football. Coaches, players, and fans didn't just read it, they lived by it. His words shaped the game. His vision built a legacy. And his name? It will always be written in the story of Texas football. Dave Campbell's Texas Football, where legends begin.
Back here on Texas Football Today, Monday Morning Fallout Edition, recapping Week 6 of the Texas high school football season. It's on to our Dude of the Week, which I begrudgingly have to present because Ashley Pickle is not here. But our Dude of the Week is Windthorst quarterback Brock Belcher. Now, this is a guy that we've known about for a while, leading the Windthorst attack. But in their 76-6 win over Monday, Brock Belcher had maybe the best game of his career, and that's saying something, because he's been spectacular. He goes 23 of 29 for 321 yards and 7 touchdowns passing. He also ran for 61 yards. And oh yeah, by the way, he plays both ways. He had an interception defensively. Did a little bit of everything there in their 76-6 romp over Monday. Windthorst quarterback Brock Belcher, our Dudes Rock Dude of the Week. If you have a dude who you think rocks, go to #DudesRock on Instagram and on Twitter and let us know which dude rocked the hardest. #DudesRock. It's now time to check on the NFL. Professional football is once again rolling. It was another big week of the NFL across the entire nation, including a game in London. Yeah, there was a game on Sunday morning. All that is to say there's one person who was tracking all of it, keeping track of all the big storylines across the NFL. Let's go to the NFL Minute starring our NFL insider, my mom.
Hi, this is Tepper reporting the NFL Minute for this week. I'm highlighting San Francisco's win over the Los Angeles Rams on Thursday night, 26-23. These 3 guys all went to Texas high schools, and they do the hard work and not get any glory. Jake Brendel, who's the starting center, and he was a 3-star recruit out of Plano East, and he's been in the league for 13 years. Starting left tackle for San Francisco, Trent Williams, is a 3-star recruit from Longview High School, and he went on to OU. And finally, the punter, Thomas Morstedt, who was recruited from Pearland High School, went on to SMU. Last night, he had a long punt of 50 yards. And a fun fact about him, he's been in the league for 17 years. He will turn 40 in March. Dang, he's making some good money. $3 million a year. Anyway, I hope your fantasy team does well this week. See you later. Bye.
Thanks, Mom. Really tracking all the comings and goings in the National Football League. We appreciate her insights, per usual. Stock up. Let's talk about the Tom Bean Tomcats. One of low-key, the stories of the year right now in Texas high school football are those Tom Bean Tomcats. I want you to consider the fact that they have not made the playoffs since 2019, right? They are been bobbing along, trying to get things to win 6-4, missed the playoffs the past couple of years. But Tom Bean is suddenly 6-0 matching their win total from each of the last 2 seasons. In fact, they have not won more than 6 games in a season since 2008. But Donnie Hooten, their quarterback, has been spectacular. First-year coach Blaine McBride has done a fabulous job with them. They got a 47-38 win over Tioga this past week to, in my mind, become the favorite to win the District 6-2A Division I. And you're saying, okay, well, when's the last time they won a district championship? 2003. They could do what no Tom Bean team has done in 22 years. And they are rolling right now. Tom Bean, the Tomcats, the stock is way, way, way up on them. There's unfortunately another side to that. Stock down. Let's talk about Vandegrift. We mentioned it in the open. A bit of a stunning loss to Round Rock McNeil. They dropped to 3-2 on the year. And look, I'm not throwing up the white flag on Vandegrift. This is still a team that has Miles Tedecki. This is still a team that I think has an opportunity to really make some noise, especially going to the Division II bracket. But I will say this. They've still got Hutto on the schedule. Hutto's 4-1. They've still got Round Rock on the schedule at the end of the year. And by the way, they play Cedar Ridge this week. It's a Cedar Ridge team that's playing pretty good ball right now. If you're Vandegrift, probably got to figure things out. And the biggest issue has been, strangely, offensively. This is an offense that's only averaging 22 points a game. They lose to McNeil 17-14. It's coming off of a 21-10 win over Cedar Park Vista Ridge. The most they've scored in a game this year was they scored 35 against Cedar Park. It's 5-18. It's a good 5-18, but it's 5-18. Vandegrift, we knew there might be some turnover. I'm actually really impressed with the defense. I shouldn't be, because I think that's what Drew Sanders does best. But the offense has got to get into gear, especially as they get going deep into district play in District 25-6A. It's my stock down this week. It's now time for the In Case You Missed It of the week. And we're going to go way out west. El Paso Franklin 84. El Paso Montwood 49. This is, I believe, like the 6th highest scoring game of the season this year. And the numbers on this game are ludicrous. We've talked about El Paso Franklin's running back Ernie Powers. And he is right now the state's leading rusher through 6 weeks. This game featured 469 yards passing from quarterback Damian Briano from Montwood in a losing effort. 469 yards and 6 touchdowns passing. They rang up 566 yards of total offense and lost by 35. That's because El Paso Montwood put up 687 yards of total offense. Ernie Powers ran for 289 yards and 7 touchdowns. Their backup running back, is it Alex? Atreyu de la Riva ran for 188 yards and 2 scores. Lucas Garza, the quarterback, got on the action. He threw for a pair of touchdowns on 5 of 8 passing for 189 yards. Large bills only. This is a Franklin team that averaged 20 yards a snap in one of the wildest games of the year. El Paso Franklin 84, El Paso Montwood 49, in case you missed it. It's now time for the most prestigious award in Texas high school football, the Matt Stepp, he got that dog in him, Player of the Week.
Hey y'all, Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Here in the airport in Houston, but I cannot leave Houston without bringing you the most prestigious award in all of Texas high school football, the Week 6, Matt Stepp, he got that dog in him award. And the winner of this week's Matt Stepp, he got that dog in him award is none other than Cy Springs athlete Paris Melvin Jr. And Saturday night's insane comeback win over Bridgeland. Paris Melvin Jr. played quarterback, he played running back, he played wide receiver, he played corner, he returned kicks. He did it all for the Panthers as they rallied from a 48-21 fourth quarter deficit to stun Bridgeland 49-48 to beat the Bears for the first time in school history. Melvin had 2 touchdown runs in the game, including the game-winning touchdown with 11 seconds left. Congrats, Paris. You, sir, have got that dog in you.
Congratulations, Paris Melvin from Cy Springs, the recipient of the Matt Step. He got that dog in him, player of the week. That's week 6. What's next in week 7? How about Duncanville DeSoto? It's Duncanville DeSoto week. And I would need to look it up. This is probably the first time in quite a while that neither team enters this game undefeated. And certainly there is some thought that it's lost a little bit of luster. I would say to you, person who thinks that it's lost a little bit of luster, I think DeSoto most certainly is a different team than we saw the first 2 weeks. Coming off of a really impressive win over Waxahachie, they look like they've figured both things out. Defensively, they've gotten a lot better. And offensively, they've figured out, let's just build the plane out of Sirrod Baker. I think they've gotten better. Duncanville's 2-1. I think that there's still an argument to be made that we just don't have enough information on them. They've got a close win on a neutral site against South Oak Cliff. They have that loss to Waxahachie, and then they played Skyline 2 weeks ago, and they're a lot better than Skyline. They've only played 3 games. Now, they host DeSoto, coming off of an open date. There's a great coaching matchup here in Claude Mathis versus Reginald Samples. There's a lot of star power here. I don't have to talk you into it. What I will say, though, is that because of the way that the district has broken down in District 11 6A, this feels like a much more consequential Duncanville DeSoto game than we've had in the past years. Because I don't know if either of these teams can really afford a loss right now. If you're Duncanville, you can drop to 1-1. You can drop to 1-2 in district play, lose that second district game. And by the way, depending on how the rest of it breaks down, that could mean you're the number 2 seed. That could almost guarantee you're the number 2 seed out of Division I. And if you're DeSoto, obviously 2-0 in district play, you've gotten the wheels back on. I think from a momentum perspective, from a feeling good about yourself perspective, from a confidence perspective, they need this win. And you want to talk about a bounce back in a big way. If they go from 0-2 to beating Waxahachie and Duncanville in 3 weeks, within 3 weeks, that would represent a pretty significant turnaround, and I think you can reinstall those early season expectations on them. I think there's a lot on the line here, both in the standings and between the ears, between DeSoto and Duncanville. It's a fascinating ball game going down on Friday night. And that is Monday Morning Fallout. A reminder, go to TexasFootball.com. You can find all the rankings there. Our new Dave Campbell's Texas Football Associated Press state rankings are now up on TexasFootball.com. All sorts of good stuff on TexasFootball.com right now as well. Coming up tomorrow, we've got Dave Campbell's Rising, Mallory Hartley and Greg Powers talking recruiting. Wednesday, we've got the picks right here live at noon. And then Thursday, we'll be back with another episode of Texas Football Today, all leading up to Friday, where you can watch Tep and Step at noon. And then you can watch Dave Campbell's Texas Football Tonight live Friday night, 10:30 p.m., wherever you stream. It's a full week of programming here for Week 7 of the Texas high school football season. That's going to do it for us. Thanks you for spending part of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. For Vianney Moreno, I'm Greg Tepper. We will see you Thursday on Texas Football Today.